Hello everyone, welcome back to Learn Economia. Here also we are dealing with a very important concept in the field of microeconomics. So this too is very basic of microeconomics. It deals with the difference between individual demand and market demand. I know you people are very much aware about this particular concept, but still you have to understand its specificities. Even though the concept appears to be very simple, it's very important you understand the difference between the individual demand and market demand. Okay, so coming to individual demand, we have already seen that demand is actually, it is a willingness of a person which is backed by his ability to pay for a commodity. Okay, so this is the demand. This is not the individual demand. When we say demand in terms of a particular person, the demand for a particular commodity in terms of a particular person, that means that we are concerned about individual demand. Okay, so the individual demand is the demand of one particular individual or one particular firm. When I say firm, we are concerned about just one particular firm in this particular context. Okay, so that represents the quantity of a particular good that a single consumer would buy at a particular price at a point of time. So when we say demand, it's very important that we refer to some particular point of time. It is always with respect to time that we discuss demand. So that is our demand at one point of time can change from one to another. So we always give importance to that. So we know that the concept individual demand can be represented from the point of view of a particular person or a particular family or a particular household or a particular firm. Now, individual demand, it actually depends on several factors. Apart from the price of a particular commodity, it depends upon several factors like your taste, your preferences, the quantity of the product that you wish to buy, then many other external factors as well. So we have to assume that apart from the price of the commodity, all the other factors influencing demand remains the same, or all the factors remains constant. So that is a main assumption when we are concerned about the individual demand. So when I say all the other factors are constant, we deal with the ceteris paribus assumption. That is, when I say ceteris paribus, all the other things remaining the same. So here in the case of individual demand, we are just concerned about the price of the commodity, and we deal with how the price of the commodity is influencing the changes in quantity demanded. Okay, now coming to market demand, we have already discussed that individual demand is with reference to a particular person, but in the case of market demand, we look into the case of a particular market for a particular product. Okay, so we know that if I produce a certain product and if I sell in the market, it is not a single person that is buying product from my side. Okay, so there will be several consumers who will be consuming the product that are sold in the market. That means that it is not a single person who is buying from me. There will be several people who will be coming and buying from me, right? So when I say market demand, it means that it is the total quantity demanded by all the consumers, or it represents the aggregate of all the individual demand. For example, person A will be coming to me and buying certain quantity of product from me, and then after that B will be coming and buying some product from me. So like that it can go on, right? Now, market demand is actually very important in the arena of economics, because when we are concerned about this macro aspects and all, we reflect, so this particular market demand is very important. So it actually shows a consumer's willingness to buy a particular product. It is not a consumer's willingness, but a consumer's willingness as such in common to buy a certain products, and the ability of a company to leverage itself in a competitive landscape. Okay, if market demand is low, that means that a company should terminate a product or service or restructure it so that it will be more appealing to the consumer. So if a product's demand is high, then the company which produces the product has to produce it a more amount, because it has to cater to the needs and demands of all the consumers, so as to cater to the demand of all the consumers in the market for that particular product, the company which produces this particular product has to increase its production in the market. That means that it has to increase its supply. Okay, we have already discussed demand curves where we show that the graphical representation of relationship between the quantity demanded and change in price. Here also we can see that there exists some differences between the individual demand curve and market demand curve. When it is individual demand curve, it is demand curve is drawn with respect to a particular person, and when it is market demand curve, it represents the sum total of all the individual demand curves in the market. Okay, here you could see that the different people are demanding the product X, and consumer one is actually buying the product X at different prices. He is buying different quantities. Then consumer 2 is actually also he is buying product X at the different quantities of product X at different prices in the market. So if you combine the demand curve of both consumer 1 and consumer 2, what you get is the market demand curve. So in reality, you have to make it sure that there is no, we can see that there are plenty of consumers for a particular product. It is not two consumers who demand a particular product. There would be plenty of consumers who would be demanding the product. So in that case, you can add on the demand curves of different consumers so as to arrive at the demand curve for the market, or demand curve in the market, or the market demand curve. Okay. So the market demand curve for good excess, actually it is a summation of both the, or it is a summation of all the individual demand curves for a particular product at a given price, or at each price. At rupees, for the consumers, different consumers would be demanding different levels of products or different quantities of products. At if the price increase or falls, what happens is that there would be changes in the quantity demanded by different consumers. So at each level of price, what would be the quantity demanded by different consumers? So this is the question that we have to ask to ourselves, and at each unit of, or at each level of price, we will be getting a particular point on the market demand curve. Okay, so in general we could see that there are more than two consumers. We have already discussed that, but for simplicity we are just dealing with two consumers in this example. But you can increase, you have to increase the size of the consumer, because in the exam and all, just write that there are two consumers, and this can increase in reality. That is the simple way of answering the question. And after drawing the individual demand curve, you can say that it is the horizontal summation of individual demand curve that you will be going to the market demand curve. Okay, so with that we end here. Please like, share and subscribe this channel for more videos, and thank you for watching. I'll be back with many other videos which deal with different aspects of different theories of economics. Thank you.